Friday. We're almost through the week. Welcome to the Get Ready for the Day routine, where we do kind of head to toe, get your body moving, get the blood flowing, so you can face your day a little more, a little more alive. And this is the beginning routine. Usually it's closer to 6 o'clock, but we had some stuff going on this morning. So we are starting now, and today I want us to do our forward and try to like get that out of the way towards the beginning, and then a little bit of dance technique, a little bit of balancing exercises, and some practical things. So that is going to be today's focus. Um, but let's start out with our usual. So we still want to make sure that everything is trying to move in. So planting your feet on the ground. Advice, take a special care today. Think about, so we like to pretend the earth is one big magnet, and the bottom of your foot, everything this is all one big magnet. So this whole thing. So I want you to feel every part of it pressing down, not just like the tips of your toes, but also your feet, your heels, also your arches, the middle of your toes. Like put everything like it's like a flat magnet on there, and it's holding you on the ground really tight. And if you like place your feet, we're trying to have a good alignment so that if you bend your knees, that your knees are going right over your toes. If we're going to bend our knees later on, not right now, but you want to have that alignment, you want to feel sturdy, nice good base, and feel like you're glued there, particularly from your hips down. So your upper body could maybe blow the wind like a tree, but this is like a tree trunk, and the roots are going into the ground. Super sturdy. And loosen your knees a little bit so you're not really bending them. You're just getting them moving. Here's your movement. And we're going to breathe in and out. In through noses if you can. Out through your mouth. In through your nose. And out through your mouth. This knees loosen and straighten a little bit. You should feel the air coming in. Stomach expanding and then pulling out. And the finger arms up halfway. Down. Into the front. And down. To the side. This is just a halfway arm lift into the front. Down. Side. Kirsten, good morning. Happy Friday. Side. Out. To the front. And out. And lower arms just coming up. And you're coming back to our arms. So we did arm work here. Turn out. Nodding your head. Yes. Very slowly. Going to the middle. And looking right. Middle. Right. And middle. Right. Middle. Right. And middle. Left. And middle. Left. And middle. Left. And middle. Left. And middle. And remember, we have our exercise. If you have any neck pain, leave this one alone. Don't do it because you need to take care of that before you start into these exercises. You don't want to push anything that's not feeling good. So this is right at the top of your neck. Just tilting one ear towards your shoulder. Go back up. Another. Going back. There's and guys, remember that pushing noise. That's the best one under here. Is that better? If I'm hearing that pushing noise, that's probably your face. All right. I'm coming back, lifting up our shoulders and letting them drop. Lifting up our shoulders and letting them drop. So, and on this one, I want you to feel like it's just your shoulders that are moving, nothing else. course, your arms are going to lift up with your shoulders, but you're trying to isolate that movement. And now we're going to do 3 and a little bit. We're going to do them a little bit quicker, and try not to strain your shoulders. Try to just pick them up, let them go, pick them up, let them go, pick them up, let them go. So I'm going to just a few clusters, okay? So there we go, and 1, and relax, and relax, rest, and relax. Flexing your shoulders absolutely upwards, just picking them up a little, letting them drop. Let's do a more set. And 1, 2, and 3. So we are going to do one shoulder forward and then the other shoulder forward. So here is trying to just have your upper body twist. Now I just made these movements big so you can see them, but they don't have to be big. They can be very small movements. And what we're doing here is we're preparing for isolation, because in dance we have a lot of we shimmy, we do we move different parts of our body independently while doing our steps. So this is a kind of very early preparation for that. So you're tilting your, I'm going to start left today, and right, and left, and right. You see that my hips are staying in place. It's just my shoulders moving. So if you need to make it smaller, make it smaller. In fact, usually when we do isolations, they're not very big. They're smaller movements. And coming back, and then we're gonna do 4 quickly. Try, and I know it's difficult to relax when you're moving your body, but try and really do it without any kind of strain, without any kind of pushing. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. Start with and 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. And 1, 2, 3, 4, and rest. So as you know, I like to start with a lot of movements kind of way out. So this is a lot of the stuff that we do is just in preparation for later on. But by the time we get there, we'll have a little bit of muscle memory, and that will make it that much easier. Okay, still keeping with our shoulders. And I'm going to loosen my knees a little bit here. Again, they're not really bending, they're just relaxing. And this is a whole body movement. So I'm going to try and keep everything from my ribcage down still, and just tilt the shoulders to the side and to the other side. And verify. So I want you to try and think about where your shoulder blades are, right? So try and kind of mentally identify them. Think about where they are, what they feel like, and try and use those shoulder blades, even if it's a very small movement, to move your shoulders. We're going to be using our shoulder blades a lot, so we're going to try and find a way to kind of identify them and get them working. All right, coming back. And let's return to arms. Now we're going to go all the way up as high as we can and back down. And up and down. And then going to the front and down and front and down. Let's do one arm and down, other arm and down, one arm and down, other arm and down. So you remember this was a while ago, but we did just exercise where we're going to put out one arm, and it's kind of on a diagonal to us. And then we're going to look right over our fingertips. You need to hang on to something for balance, do that. But it's like you're looking at something that's far away, so you can see your fingertips, but you're below them. And you can follow that movement with your chin. And follow back down. And down. Other arm, so it's going at a diagonal. It's about there. And you're looking over your fingertips. And you're pushing something up, and you're still looking over them at something farther away than fingertips down. And up. And up. And so I'm going to also slowly start using our head, and we're going to be looking not necessarily where we're going. Very often, non-dance we keep it still, but that still gives a lot of character for when we're doing little choreography and so forth. That your head is moving, that it's seeing, that it's active, that it's not just staying in place. There's some moments where it's appropriate to leave it in place, but I also want to be able to look around while you're dancing. All right, so butterflies. Let's start with the core so we can just get past it and we're more into dancing today. So these are, if you're new to this channel, start with 2 or 3 in each set and work your way up. We like to set realistic goals here that we can maintain instead of like crazy ones that we can't keep up. So we want success to be, it's never like linear up, but we want to keep those dips a little smaller. So it's gonna be like you have a cramp in your middle, and when you come up, you want to feel your waist getting longer, 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 longer as you stand up. So I'm going to be doing 14 of those. Yeah, flies. I have myself my hand. The reason I do this is just so I can feel it. It's a physical reminder to me to stretch up that middle part. So that helps. You can do it. Not your hands wherever they feel comfortable. Okay, so and one lengthening. Thank you. And 2 lengthening. And 3 lengthening. And 4 lengthening. And 5 lengthening. And 6 lengthening. And 7 lengthening. And 8 lengthening. And 9. And 10. What's their flag flag? 11 lengthening. And 12 lengthening. And 13. And ways and 14. That flies first set over with. Looking at the sky, leaning back a little to relax. But you're just working, feeling that stretch out. I also did want to do like a little back exercise, try and squeeze it in today. Let's see how we do at the time. Okay, let's come back here. And we're going to be, this time we're going to be leaning over. So you may want to have a sturdier base. And we're going to be leaning to the side. But this time your whole side is going, except for your hips. You want your hips to stay in place. Try to start to feel a stretch here. And up. And if you feel a little bit unbalanced, you can get a hand to something. You can also press into the ground with your feet to feel sturdier. And to the side. And coming up. And as you're coming out, try and feel that same lengthening of your waist. That'll help you get up. And the side. And lengthening to come up. Side. And lengthening to come up. Now grab your whatever it is that you usually like on chair, table, counter. Hi, Ethan. Good morning. So even a walk will do anything nearby, a tree, a building. And now we're gonna be going a little farther. Again, try and keep your hips square. They're facing front. And leaning over. And this is where you want to feel nice pull there. Kind of relax it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Coming up a little. Stretch right there. And as we come up, let's lengthen that cord. Side. Come up, the arm is coming up, and your hips are staying in place because you want to feel stretch along here. And 1, 2, 3, 4. And come up a little. And down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come up a little. And lower down. 1, 2, 3, 4. And as you come up, feel that core lengthening. Bringing you up. Okay. Let's keep our hand there because, or our table counter wall, whatever you have good in there. Our calf stretches. This is something we do very consistently because this area is it's the muscles that kind of get bunched up because we walk, we stand, we sit, we do all kinds of things, and it's important to keep those nice and a little bit loosened. So we're leaning into that front foot, stretching the back one. And bringing them closer together. One foot is still behind the other, but joints more in the middle. We're going to go down because you want to feel a stretch in that back leg again, but if you're a little over down here. And back up, swinging that leg forward, and you're going to try and pull your toes towards your knee. Now, maybe there's not much movement going on here. I just want you to have that feeling like your toes are, and they're going back towards your knee. Putting that foot down, and I want you to fan at your toes, and then squinch them up like we do with our hands. If you can't really feel that part of your body, I want you to think about where it is, imagine it, what it feels like, and that's the first step to open that connection. Imagine that squinch up, try and feel where it is, and fan that. Even if you're not ready to do it at this point, you should feel where it is, which your brain recognizes that part. I'm going to take our weight, shift it onto our right, and let your heel down. Going to the other legs. The other legs move back now. And we're moving towards the front. Get that stretch. Hi, Lily. Happy Friday, everyone. I'm almost through the week. Of course, we work on the weekends. I'm working the weekend. It's not like there's a day off, but that's okay. Easter coming up, I think. For those of you who celebrate Easter, happy Easter. I like Easter because there's all kinds of cute bunnies in it. And feet are closer together, and we're coming down and feeling the stretch neck. Many of you have pet bunnies. Ari has pet bunny. Cannolis is name. She's right. Yes. Cannoli the rabbit. He used to play with the cat and the Pomeranian, but then dog got a little rough with it. So they had to put that on hold. All right, swing that same leg forward and feeling the toes off the ground, and they're trying to reach to your knee. Putting that foot down, and you're fanning at your toes, squishing them up, and out, squishing them up, and out, and squishing. And again, if you can't really move that part, I just want you today just to imagine where that is. Your brain reach out, send its signals down to those toes. And then you're taking your weight and you're going to shift it over on the other leg, the heel up and down. This is something I don't want to skip because our feet do a lot of work during the day and our lower body. So I'm going to get that warmed up. Sorry, butterflies. I think it's an allergy now. I started sneezing in the middle of class yesterday. Okay. So let's move on to our second set of 14. All right, fireflies. Remember, we are down when we're cramp, and then the most important part as we come up is feeling that lengthening right in our middle. So here we go. And 14 lengthening, and 13, and 12, and lengthening 11, and 10. All right. Maybe that's not. It was 8, 7, 6. Check your next turn. It's good. 5, 4, and 3, and stretching out 2, stretching out 1. Was that 14? Should we do one more for good measure? And lengthening. Wow, good job there, guys. And leaning back. And that lean is just stretching out. Those muscles that are working. And let's do our knee bends. So that is, remember at the beginning we talked about aligning your feet so your knees go straight over your toes as they bend, because our knees should really only bend in one direction. I know there's some people with knees that do very curious things, but mine don't. I have very ordinary knees and they only go one direction. So I don't want them to be going out of alignment. They want to go straight over my toes. And we're gonna tighten up our legs before we can start to bend, try and engage them. And then the knees are gonna go over your toes. So it's like you don't want to let yourself just sink down. You want to be lifting yourself up and pulling as you go down. And as we come back up, we're going to be pushing the ground away from us. So see, like you are strong enough that your legs can push the earth away from you. And that's the feeling you want to have. Try to keep straight up. I know it's a lot of information one time because you can only think about just so much. But imagine there's a book on your head. And let's go. All right, tightening up your legs. And your knees are going over your toes. And push the ground away. Bring back up. This is like a small to medium bend. Legs tightening, knees going over your toes. And push the ground away. Legs tightening, knees going over your toes. And pushing the ground away. Legs tightening, knees going over the toes. And pushing the ground away. Let's do one more. Knees tightening. Legs tightening, grabbing knees with the toes. Don't forget your focus balance. Push that ground away. Push, push, push. With your thighs. Out. All right. Let's just do a little twist and then we're gonna just kind of swing it back and forth, relaxing it, but try and keep your hips facing forward. So again, this can be a very small movement, but try not to move those hips. Try and just make that the upper body. Twisting from here. Letting it swing back and forth. Right into our last set. Because then what I'm gonna do is arms, and then I'll let them put the body and middle. Get ready for class. This is our last set, and we are letting our core for today. Okay, so remember you are lengthening as we come up. Try to get that feeling like right here to this expand. 14 and 13 and 12. Lengthening up, getting taller each time. And 11 and 10 and 9, expanding each time. And 8 and 7 and 6 and 5 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 4. Yay! All done. When you back, letting those muscles relax backwards. And over here, let's just take a nice big move. And feel as your shoulders come back, and your chest is going up to the sky. And as you go about your day, every time you think of it, pull your shoulders back and try and give yourself a nice broad posture. Try and get that muscle memory going. All right, so done with most of that. And I just want to do one more of the big knee bend, but let's have a little break first. Let's do some arms. So we're gonna start by flapping our wrist back and forth. And then we're gonna move from side to side. We're gonna make a circle with our wrists. Going inwards and then going outwards. And arms going inwards. Very important. I just want to go both directions. And then we're gonna open and close our fingers. We're gonna talk to you about the finger exercise, but I want you to feel that these fingers are working, that the blood is going all the way to the tips. Yep. And so when we do an elbow exercise where we try and relax everything else. So we're trying to make arms like linguini. For some reason I said linguini instead of spaghetti. Linguini. And the only thing that's working is our elbow. So again, this can be a small movement, but you want to feel your elbows lifting and then relaxing. Your elbows are lifting up and relaxing. Everything else is completely limp. Nothing going on in the rest of your arm. Just your elbows coming up, elbows coming up, elbows coming up, elbows coming up. And the same elbows, bring them and flop like a chicken, but I want you to feel like your elbow is leading that movement. That is bringing your arms up. And back down, shake. So now I'm just lift one arm up. And so we're going to keep that elbow in place and stretch it out. And then when you close it, the elbow stays in place and let it drop down. And the other arm, so we're going to fold it up, open up that elbow. Now the elbow is going to stay exactly in place. Open it, close it without moving your elbow, and let go down. And another arm, leave it out. Elbow's coming up. Now your elbow stays in place. It's opening, elbow in place, down, and closing your arm. Elbow comes up, elbow stays in place now. Open, close, drop it down. So that's something we're going to be doing more of because in a lot of dances, your elbow is kind of leading a lot of movements. It makes your arms very kind of have a lot of just kind of a lot of like nice deep movement instead of just lifting an arm if you're taking it from your elbow. And in Latin dance, particularly in social dance, we're always using our elbows to do all kinds of things. Even if we stretch it out, we're going elbow. So we're going to try and activate that. So when we come later on to some arm work, that we're ready to do that. Okay, clarifies. Let's just do our deep knee bends. Again, knee is important. And I want to just do quickly that little back exercise because backs are also always an issue. And then we'll do our next technique. Okay, so I'm going to bring you up, line your legs. It's different for everybody. So your knees, when you bend them, are going right over your toes. And try to go a little deeper this time. So you're taking off your legs and knees are going over your toes. Remember that focus on your head. And push the ground away from you. And taking your legs. Knees going over your toes. And pushing the ground away from you. And taking your legs. Knees going over your toes. Pushing the ground away. Legs tightening. Knees going over your toes. Push the ground away. Legs tightening, knees going over your toes, open your head, push that ground away. Good job. Shake it out. And the last thing I wanted to do today, as far as that goes, is if you have a chair, this is good. You can also do it standing now, but Sometimes it's easier in a chair. And this is one, so if you have, for example, either a sway bag or you stand with your back a little curved. This is a good one. We're trying to activate one of our lower backs to get rid of that curve. So we have a straighter alignment. So we're just gonna relax. You can slump over. You can even exaggerate, but it's mostly that lower back. And then we're gonna try and sit up straight. So we're gonna be kind of going forward and try and straighten that lower back. And then let it relax. Your tail sinking under. And then you're going to push that forward. So you're getting a straighter angle here. And relax. And sitting straight. So you're just kind of rolling that back forwards. Try and feel it work. Try and feel like it's engaging. And back's coming up. And you're down. And last one. Back forward. And what relax, but not too much. So when you're standing, so if you stand with a sway or you kind of stand with your spine perched, we want to activate kind of this lower back. Now it's also your lower core that is working. So, but you want to try and straighten that out because that will help a lot if you get a crunch on back pain or what have you. So, all right, that's just a mistake. So coming back to where we always do, dance is also all about repetition, exercises, steps over and over again. So we're going to soften our knees and think that our shoulders and hips are square. So these are the four corners. And I want this square to just, it's not going to tilt to move, it's going to slide over a flat surface. So I've got like a little counter or something here, and my square is just going to slide over it. So I'm over one leg, and I'm going to stack all my weight over that one leg, like a stack of blocks, one on top of the other. And see, that's going to take the weight off of called working leg. So if I need to, I can take a step, or I can lift this one up, I can balance, I can do any number of things because my weight's all over one leg and I'm square. So taking that same square, remember, no tilting, no distorting, just slide across the counter. Surface to the other leg. You can test yourself a little bit if you want, but I just want you to feel like you're stacked over that leg. And then sliding it back over this leg. And that stack. And pushing into the ground. Back over here. And back to the middle. And then pushing into the ground to come back up. So that's square super important whenever you want to balance. So if you are dancing or for any reason want to balance, you're going to put that square over whatever leg you're standing on. And that will allow you to lift your leg. So now we're going to take the balance. Then we're going to do the same thing, only we're going to stay a little straighter. Bring those hips over. And this is just, I want you to just touch very, very lightly. That's only there for if you need it. We're going to try and stack, square off, and then we're going to lift our leg up. So there's the best place to do that. Okay, I want you to hold on two hands because I don't want any kind of, I want your square to stay really nice and square. Feel that, first take hold of it to that square, we're going to face you so you can see what's going on. So we're taking that square, and remember it's going across a flat surface, stacking it on the leg, and then we're going to lift this one up. Just try and test yourself. Take your hands off if you can. Try and feel that square. If something doesn't feel right, probably your square is losing a corner somewhere. And putting your foot down, and over the other foot. So we're gonna stack our blocks over that. Lift this one up. Test ourselves. It's very light touch if you're holding on at all. And if you're falling over, the best thing to do is put it down, try and square it up, and put it up again. And put it down, sliding across, pushing that foot up, balance. And putting it down, sliding across this flat surface, picking it up. Okay, so on to another weight shifting exercise. These are all things that we kind of covered when we were learning the knitting, but they are all across the board pretty much. And the social dance. I'm sorry, I'm still not quite right. So we're gonna try and walk with our weight coming right over the leg we're stepping on. So like when we're walking, we're kind of going heel toe, heel toe, heel toe. So we're taking a step and our weight is coming from back to front, starting on the heel and moving towards the balls of our feet. But in this one, we're going to be walking like a skater. So our weight is going to go right over the leg instead of going heel toe. It's like we're falling on that leg. But I just want you to just put that leg in front of you and keep your body straight and just kind of fall on it. And then we're going to follow the other foot. And falling forward. And falling forward. And falling forward. So you see the difference for us? That if I'm falling forward, there's no kind of gap in between where I'm shifting my weight over my leg. I'm not taking a step heel toe. I'm just falling on that foot. Falling on it. Falling on it. Almost like you're carrying something heavy and you can't really, you're balancing it on your back and you can't really straight. You're straight, but you're not shifting your weight in the same way. You want that weight to come right over the leg you're stepping. Let's do the same thing to the side, because now we're doing bachata, which is a side movement. Start looks like we do bachata. So it's the same thing. It's like we're gonna tilt over and fall into that leg we're stepping. So fall to the left leg. And then we bring the right in. And we're gonna shift our weight to the right. And then we're gonna fall over again. This time we're gonna keep our weight right where it is because we're only gonna tap our foot. Tap that right foot. And then I'm gonna fall over, slam on it. And we're gonna shift our weight. So it's up here. This one in, shifting our weight to the leg we're stepping on. Falling over again. Keeping our weight here because we're just gonna do a tap. And then we're gonna fall in the other direction. Like onto it. So all our weight is over it. And then this one in. So if your weight is all over this leg, you want it to be kind of square. I haven't been falling like this, but eventually I'm going to just be squaring it off. So we can bring this one in very comfortably. Then we take our weights, shift that square over onto this leg, so this one's free. And fall into it. Keep it right here and down here. So this is just an exercise. We're not going to worry about that too much now, but this is a lot of these things are things that take a lot of time to get that style, a different way of moving, a different way of stepping. So we're just going to do some exercises first before we move on to our actual dance. And when we dance, we're just going to try and have fun with it. So thank you for wanting to give us one more today, or if we're just going to leave it at that. Let's leave it at that. Let's go to our jhana. More space here. There's a little bit of backers as well. So a lot of the movements we do while we're doing the exercises are going to help us too. Like when we're doing just our upper body, that's going to help us later on when we have movements, when we do a style as janas as well, where we're just moving your upper body, keeping your hips static. So all that stuff is going to eventually be incorporated into your dance. So I'm going to start my back to you because it's easier to follow that way. Unless you like to mirror, but I'll also turn around. So pajama is it's kind of an 8 count. You can count it as 4 count too, but we're gonna go left and right, move side to side, and then we're gonna do forward and back step, and then we're gonna step tap and do some arms with that. And maybe arms. Here we step left, together, left, tap, right, right, together, right, tap, left, left, together, left, tap, right, right, together, right, tap, left, left, together, left, tap, right, together, right, tap, left, left, together, left, tap, right, right, together, right, tap, left. Now we're going to go forward and backwards. So left, right, left, tap, right, left, right, tap. Here, left, right, left, tap, right, left, right, tap, left, right, left, tap, right, left, right, tap. I'm also doing a step tap. And since bachata, very often like changes rhythm, sometimes you need that step tap to get back to the music. So, step, tap, right, tap, left, tap, right, tap, left, tap, right, tap, left, tap, right, tap, and back to our basic, which is the left, together, tap, right, right, together, right, tap, left, left, together, left, tap, right, right, together, right, tap, left. And we also did kind of an arm lift. So as we're moving out, just lifting your arms up and down, not too high. And then left, together, left tap, right. Now they're going down again. Right, together, right tap, left and left, together, left tap, right, right, together, right tap, left. So if you remember Fireflies, that when we did merengue, we did kind of an exercise where we started to turn, and so it was like we were starting to rotate slowly in a circle, but we left one body part behind. I'll leave the slide here. So it's like we just started to turn all of our square here, but this leg got left behind. So we did that exercise. So later on, we're going to be doing a stepping turn. So I wanted to just kind of start this as an exercise with chaga. So we're going to do our left together, left tap, right. And from here, we're just going to do step and back, step and back, and step and back, and step and back. So you see our square here, our shoulders, our hips, the whole thing is turning and coming back, and turning and coming back. We're leaving this leg in place. So later on, we're going to be doing a turn, and if we let one part of our body go, this is going to hold us back. So we want that whole body to be going with us. That square is going to turn us right around. So that is our thing for today. So first we're going to go slowly with all of this, and then we'll speed it out. You know, if you're ready to speed it out, just keep doing it at the original tempo. Yeah, yeah. Right. No. No. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that's flip side. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. That's again a little bit forward. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right. Step down. Yeah. Yeah. Right. 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 Yes. Yeah. Right. 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 Yes. Yeah. That's pretty hard to fix it. All the way. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Right. Right. Yeah. Hold on. It's like, yeah. 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 Very good. Right. Right. Yeah. Right. And again. Well. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And then you don't have that. Just to this. Yeah. That's it. There's a down. And there's another one. Yeah. That's where I think that. That's yeah. Okay. Where is it? Square right. We'll do and we have finished. Okay, let's see. Do you want to speak it up? We can do one. This one, you like to do this. That's about it. Yeah. Thank you very much. Together, we got. Right. Together, together, okay, we slow down to get forward so it's back. Yeah. Right. No. No. We're gonna step. Right. Right. Let's be that one. Right. School shifting with me. So I like to be and then shifting of classes with it. And that's a little bit small. I need to get a slow down. It's in your basic for the arms. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. 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 And then when you do that, you go for the next one. Yeah. Yeah. Stay clear. Everything. Stay nice. I was curious if I can no, we never finish. Right. Yeah, right. Well, let's finish that cat. Good job, guys. Good. Happy Friday. I always feel better when I dance a little bit. I meant to keep this one shorter today, but then I get into it and I don't want to skip over anything. I just want to keep going. All right, my butterflies, but I'm going to jump right back on for the community get ready for the day routine. Always welcome to join anytime. And I think tomorrow maybe we'll have our 100,000 party, so we'll let you know what time they're on. And yes, my butterflies, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for traveling this journey together, and I wish you a wonderful day. On my mouth, go out to love you. Goodbye.